shifts around, okay.
Okay, we're live. All right, 7 o'clock. We'll go ahead and call our township meeting to order, and we'll start with our pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Moving on to the adoption of the agenda. Any additions or deletions? None, then the agenda will stand approved as presented. Moving on to the consent agenda, we've got our regular meeting minutes. The special meeting minutes have already been approved. Regular meeting minutes of October 14th, 2024, our township payroll monthly bills in the amount of $135,759.66, and our treasurer's report.
I move to approve the consent agenda, which consists of the regular meeting minutes of October 14th, 2024, and the township payroll and the monthly bills in the amount of $135,759.66, and acknowledge the treasurer's report.
Support.
We have a motion of support to approve the consent agenda, which consists of the regular meeting minutes of October 14th, 2024, township payroll monthly bills in the amount of $135,759.66, and acknowledge our treasurer's report. Any discussion?
I have a question on the bills. The Pierre County Drain Commission drains at large, drain maintenance for,
There's three drains that are listed there, and there's one of them that's quite a bit of money. We paid the Stroop drain in full, so we don't have anything there, but the Peyton drain, it's got something on it?
Yes, I think there's 4 of them.
Is it 4?
Different ones. They do cleaning and stuff like that for those. And some of them are projects and they're ongoing. And that's
Our
portion.
share of that, a lot of it's been already passed on to the people in there. Well, when they get their
They
tax
get their
bill.
bill.
Yeah,
oh, okay, all right.
so you'll see that on your property. Oh, it's probably on Scotch Settlement Road there. You'll see yours. So,
Okay.
okay. Any other discussion? There is none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. And we can, Roberta's got a list of it if you want to see those, Randy. So
Randy, you should have got that last year. I think we got the special assessment came on the taxes for the patent drain.
We've had them since I've been here. There's always a drain at
I
large.
just
There
remember
was a
when,
new one.
years ago, when we used to budget for drains at large, they always said that we had to do a number. And we always set it at, I want to say it was $2,000. Then we upped it. And I guess I was just trying to understand how that.
there's one that's a large one. That's most of it. And it's pretty much the same every year. That's why we know what we budgeted.
Okay.
We budgeted for the correct amount. So, okay, let's move on to the report section. We'll start with the fire department.
We want to know.
We want 3 minutes of your time.
Well, having not given one of these, what do you need to know? Number of runs?
But with the training, I've got a question on the training, life flight training. What was,
Training is a helicopter landing.
and so that's training that we're going to do or have done?
We did a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so we actually had a helicopter land here and
No, we went to Berlin.
you went to Berlin and did it down there. Okay, all right. And the cadet program is going to come up a little later in the agenda, so hopefully you've got some
I've got information.
information on that as well. So any other questions for Richard on this? Anything he needs to know?
Thank you.
Nothing out of the ordinary for any of the fire runs or anything like that? Everything was pretty normal?
Heavy usage on the MFRs, but that's kind of an ongoing thing anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Nothing else? Thank you. Move on to the police report. This is an interim this Clemens activity log as an interim until Chief gets the program that he's looking for to do it. But this is what you'll see for the time being.
It's not his final document then for his.
No.
Okay.
No.
I have a question about it. The school liaison detail at the bottom on page 1, do we have somebody out there now? I know that the officer had left. Do we have somebody out there now full-time?
We actually have 2 that they fill in. It's not going to be to the extent like Mandy used to do, because she used to
Okay.
teach and so on and so forth. It's more or less now we've got an officer in the school, going from building to building and so on and so forth.
Okay. Do we still pitch in and finance?
No,
We do
no,
not?
this is all done with our millage. After the millage passed, the Lapeer County police millage,
Right.
when that passed,
Yep.
then they kick in $110,000, or I shouldn't say that. They take $110,000 of our money
Mhm.
and give it to the police department for the liaison officer.
Okay, that is what I remember, that there was a change in how that was financed, because I think we used to do that. So it says here that the count it's a 24, and the actual minutes were 4239. That is not that much at all. How, is there a way, or is there a program being developed so that we have somebody
We
there
will
more?
we will have a full-time liaison officer, hopefully after the first of the year.
Okay, all
I
right,
mean, right now it's just sort of fill in. We're short-staffed all the way around. We're short 2 officers. I should say the village is. So they just don't have the manpower right now.
okay, all right, thanks, Paul.
Whatever happened to Amanda? I didn't know.
She left for another job.
Oh, when was this?
Oh, boy.
Go.
A month and a half
I never
ago.
knew it.
Where'd you go, Paul?
Oakland Community College, I think it was.
In security?
Yep. Anything else? Okay, and then also Mitch just put a short little thing in concerning what he's working on right now. He's finally got everything all taken care of from the past, and now he's starting to work on the 2025 land values, so.
I've balanced with him for the new tax bills to go out. We're in balance.
Any questions that we need to ask Mitch? Okay. Being on, this is our first shot at public comment. Anyone in the public wish to be recognized at this time? No? Okay. Old business, we've still got dugouts on. Randy, you want to give an update? I know they've been working on them. Gary?
Gary's been checking on it more than I
Okay,
have.
all right, Gary?
To my knowledge, all the slabs are poured, okay? The posts are in for the roofs over the dugouts. The fencing posts are in. They had a delay on the weather for field 1, so hopefully they poured it today. I haven't been out there today. We got 4 more days of rain, so if not, then hopefully after the rain. But he seems to be doing a good job from whatever I can see, okay? And then Chad would be, after the cement is cured, Chad would come in and build the roofs. And then the actual chain link fence would be reattached, so.
Who is actually doing the concrete work?
Orlando's doing it all.
Right, Orlando.
Okay, because when I saw the trucks over there, and it didn't look like a name that I recognized.
Well, he's getting his cement through Homer.
Yeah, but no, this is the trucks, having the
Emblem.
yeah, that's on the side of the truck. So I just, when I looked at that the other day, when I watched them pull in, I didn't recognize it, so, okay. And fencing, we're still on hold until we do anything for the cemeteries as far as that's concerned. Any questions concerning either the dugouts or fencing? Let's move on to new business. We've got some fire department hires. Chief Smith is recommending we hire Laren, I think it's Ducats as an MFR, and Tim Haynes as firefighter and MFR. and I'm not sure about how you say that name. So a motion would be in order to approve those two.
I move to approve Chief Smith's recommendation to hire Lauren Duquette as MFR and Tim Haynes as a firefighter MFR effective November 18, 2024.
Support.
We've got a motion and support to approve Chief Smith's recommendation to hire Laren Dukas as a MFR and Tim Haynes as a firefighter MFR effective November 18th, 2024. Any discussion? Not all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Deputy Treasurer appointment. Kim, you want to talk about this at all, since you're going to be the new
Well,
treasurer come
there's-
Wednesday?
There's going to be some movement in the treasurer's seat. And we're in a little bit of a transition place right now. So basically the transition is I was the deputy treasurer and Bert was the treasurer, and we're flipping. So I'm going to be the treasurer and Bert's going to be the deputy treasurer because I'm not going to let her knowledge leave. And it is too valuable for her to leave right now. And I'm going to pick her brain and she's going to help me out.
Until she finds a new person.
Well, that is that. Bert doesn't want to be here forever. And so we are going to be posting a deputy treasurer position. So that will be ahead for us.
Would you like to make that motion?
I would love to make that motion. I move to approve the appointment of Roberta Cudson as deputy treasurer effective November 21, 2024.
Support.
We have motion support to approve the appointment of Roberta Cudson as deputy treasurer effective November 21st, 2024.
I have a procedure question.
Yes.
Can she make that motion to do her own, to appoint her own deputy, or do we do that?
No,
I know it's at her recommendation.
it's her recommendation,
Okay,
so
just
she.
want to make sure we're
Yeah.
good.
Any further discussion? None? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Moving on to our cadet firefighter program. Chief Smith is recommending we adopt this program, and there's, he had a little booklet that he included in your packet tonight. And it depends on how comfortable everybody is tonight. This could be just a discussion only, sensing we've had some questions on it already. And then, but if you're comfortable with it, we could also approve it tonight as well. But I have talked with our attorney on this. I will tell you this, our attorney is not in favor of these because things happen and then there's lawsuits. So he says, but a lot of people do it, but he says, I have to tell you that I'm not in favor of it. But there was only a couple things in here that he would have changed, and I think in the ones that you have, I think I changed it. One was the time that these 15 to 17-year-olds, if they couldn't be here after 9 o'clock rather than 10 o'clock. Bob thought that was too late, and so when I talked to Don agreed with that, and I think I made that change in here as well. One of the things that our attorney recommended is that we contact our insurance company, make sure that these young people are covered under our insurance policy.
Have that.
I don't either.
We don't have that.
I have
I
just,
don't
We just
either.
have a one pager.
yeah.
Just have
Oh,
this.
you're kidding.
No,
didn't
I have this that I put it.
Oh, then this discussion only then tonight, because
Okay.
I didn't put that all in the packet?
No.
Oh, I'm
I thought
sorry.
maybe I just missed it.
Oh, Bob
Okay.
Siebert's concern is what, with injuries with these cadets or what? Or potential injuries, or what's his?
No, not injuries as much as what he says that the program should be where, the cadet is always with someone, with a firefighter.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't let them go by themselves any place, in the building or anything else. He didn't go into a whole lot of detail, but there was something that happened with one of the cadets in the state of Michigan, and happened to be one of his clients.
In a law enforcement setting, they have what they call the Explorer program, a cadet, in essence, I guess. But they're always with a certified police officer and a ride-along program. So, but that's not the case with this.
No, this would be, and I do apologize. I thought I put that in there.
Sorry.
There's a whole packet in here, and it's, Don took this from Burlington. Burlington Fire Department has this program, so he just went in there and changed the name basically on a lot of it. But, you know, they're in the station, you know, if there's a call or whatever, there's a time of day, they can only be there from 3:30 until 9, I think it is. And they're there, they don't go to the fires, you know, or into the scenes or anything like that, unless the chief says so.
I'd like to
Unless, yeah.
hear
Yeah.
from Dick on this, your thoughts on this too.
Well, one of the items in here is that the cadets are not allowed to go into buildings,
Alone,
period.
alone.
Burning structures.
Burning
Oh,
structures.
burning structure. I thought you
Okay,
meant the
okay.
building out here.
And
Not allowed.
they cannot be by themselves, like as Mr. Grossbeck was saying, they can't be by themselves, they have to have somebody with them whenever they're in a training mode or anytime they're in the fire station. But they are allowed to go to scenes, fire scenes,
Yeah.
because
And I mean, I don't have a problem with it because I think when you people would get these cadets to come in there, you are going to basically review them a little bit. And if they're not meeting some of the requirements, they're not going to be able to be a cadet.
easy come, easy go. I mean, if they're not holding up their.
Right. That's what I'm saying is that they're going to go through a process there to come to the officers there that do this, you know, hiring suggestions or whatever.
They're being scrutinized extremely well.
No, I don't have a problem with it. I mean,
Well, do you want to talk about what the
Yeah,
insurance
I
company
called
said?
our insurance company and they said there's no, because I wondered if there was an extra premium on our insurance for this. They said, no, it wouldn't increase our premium. He said, kind of like the lawyer said, a lot of people do it. They don't love it because part of the reason is their parents are signing off for them because they're minors, but yet they can sue later when they are 18 because that's what he said. He said he's the paper that's in your packet.
Yeah.
That's what he sent me. He said he would suggest that, and I sent it to Don too on his email. I'm sure you guys probably already seen it if you got it from Berlin, but I sent him the email that the insurance company sent. It was a bunch of websites to take a look at. He said lots of people do it, but he said in his opinion for, you know, insurance reasons, you just got to make sure you follow the paperwork trail very carefully so that you don't get sued.
well, we don't have all the information.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah.
We'll
it's-
put it up. If you've got any questions or anything like that, then, you know, bring them forward. We can get with Don.
Yeah, we can get with Don too.
Yeah.
He'll be, and Dick.
Yeah. But I do apologize. I thought I put that all in there.
Put it
So-
over till December.
December, yeah. So, okay. All right, move on to soil removal permits. We have 2 permits in there for Rodeo Homes. And one's for the, what we would call the Bristol pit, the old Bristol farm on Van Dyke, and the other one's across the street on the Yoder farm. And you've got Corey's report in there for both of them. And both of them are lacking some signage and fencing. And so Corey's recommendation would be to give them conditional approval. And then after 6 months, he would have him go back and just see if that's been corrected for the signage and for the fencing.
I did read through the report. The bold lettering where the things are not right in there. So I called up Sal to see if he was coming up here to address them. He's in Missouri. And he says he never got a report. He was unaware of any of this. He said that he would address it, you know, when he got the report, and he would address it when he got back.
So Corey sent him one.
Well, I don't
It just-
know
yeah.
if he's in Missouri, how long has he
Yeah.
been gone? And
Yeah.
I think it was the 7th, right, that the report was done?
The 11th, let's see. I got it.
Sal put it in the 11th, but the
Yeah.
report was done on the 7th.
No, mine's dated November the 8th.
8th, well, whatever, and I don't know how long he's been gone in Missouri.
Yeah.
I don't know, 6 months is,
Well, my concern is not to let it go 6 months, okay?
well, and
So, I mean, if it took them a couple months, I have an issue with contingencies in of themselves, really, as to who's the enforcement agency that checks up on these things after the fact. So Sal's been good, but I wouldn't want to see it sit out there.
Well, our engineer,
For 6
that's what we
months.
pay him for, is to go out and look. And if we, want it sooner than that, certainly can do that.
Yeah.
He was just looking at because of the, we assume it's going to be winter here soon.
Right.
And give him some time to get some of that stuff done
and
outside.
the one at the Bristols, which is, he's done there, they're just hauling the
Yep.
stockpile
Yep.
out of there. It's being reclaimed.
Yes.
So the fences that are down and the signs that are down and the gates that aren't up there, that would have to come out to finish the reclaim anyway. So that's why that was removed, is what he said. So, I mean, he gets back, maybe have him come in and talk, and right now we could kind of set it like, say, give him 2 months to, can he address it in 2 months? Because we're gonna make the call to the engineer to come out and look at it, right?
Well, that would be appropriate.
Whatever time period we decide, then we would have Corey come out at that time.
It's up to the rest of the board there.
You want to lay this over till December when Sal can be here? It's only 3 weeks.
Yeah, the permit's good until the end of December. So
Oh,
if you
okay.
do it at the
Okay.
December meeting, that'd be fine too.
That'd be fine.
Just tell him to come in and get with Corey and come in with the answers.
Gary, you want to
Yeah.
take care of that then?
What's that?
You want to take care of that for
Yeah,
the
sure.
December meeting?
Sure.
Yeah, Sal needs to have a plan because a lot of those things that are on this were the case last year too. We had open
Yes.
issues when we approved it last year, and some of the stuff's been open since 2022. The violation of the property line, which he
Yep.
owns the other property, but if he were to sell it off, the stockpile goes into the west property line, which he owns that property anyways, but it's called out on the report. It was called out last year and the year before, so it's just not getting fixed.
Address it in December.
I'd like to. I mean,
Okay.
it's
It's
up to
fine.
the board.
It's fine. Give you something to do in December. All right, the last item is Ferguson Cemetery. Hopefully in your packet, you've got a copy of the association resolution that they passed. And then all of the exhibit in there that talks about all of the title insurance and so on and so forth, which the board members have signed. And this, if we approve this tonight, that we would take possession of the Ferguson Cemetery with this motion tonight.
Move to approve the agreement to convey Ferguson Cemetery to Almont Township as presented.
Work.
Got a motion of support to approve the agreement to convey Ferguson Cemetery to Elmont Township as presented. Any discussion?
Have these new graves and have all of this information, has that been entered into the cemetery database that you work
Well,
with?
they're working on it.
Okay,
They're working on it. The first draft has been done. There was a lot of things that weren't correct, so
Okay.
they're working on it.
okay. And how much money is coming over from the account that
Don?
Ferguson had?
How much money are you going to have to turn over to us?
An estimate,
Yeah,
$5,000.
okay.
Thank you.
It might be more or less. I was advised to spend as much as I wanted.
Any other discussion?
Are all the bills that you owed, are they all paid already?
Pardon me?
All the bills, any owing, any invoices owing? Or is everything paid off?
To my knowledge, at this date right here it is, when I entered into doing this right here, I don't like to do it, but I sought out legal advice on it. I'm glad that I did. We ran into several issues during it, and they were resolved. I feel confident in turning over the deed, a new survey and all, that it should be good and it shouldn't create issues in the future for the township.
So the surveys and everything that you had invoices for are already all paid? Or is it
Oh,
gonna,
yeah, everything's clean right there. Yes.
everything's done?
Yeah, I will say this here, there was one item that was out there that the board said, well, if we're gonna resolve all this right here, they wanted to give recognition to the volunteers over the last 100 years that have served on the board of directors. And we're in the process right now of attempting to get a bronze plaque to be put out there. And that cost, I don't have just at this point in time. But they were all in favor of doing it. I extracted some monies down to 5,000 for that. We'll see.
The other question was about the Vanderberg agreement for farming. Is that something that the board, we're gonna have to approve to keep him farming it? I don't understand that part of it.
I can explain that to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
In 2019, the board directed me to approach Josh Vanderberg, who was farming it, to squeeze some money out of him for rent, which I approached him, and we agreed to a year-by-year contract there. And he has, I was up front with him at the beginning of the year, told him we're in the process of this, so it might be turned over, whether or not his property is right adjacent to it, so he just continues up, keeps the weeds down. I have a written contract that when I turn over the rest of the documents to the township board, I have the written lease in there.
Size
year by year.
What size piece of property is that on?
Well, right now there's approximately 4 acres of undeveloped cemetery there, and we don't see it being developed again out of our hands. But there's probably close to 400 lots still available in the existing cemetery. And at the rate we're going, I don't know. That's where that's headed. So there's 4 acres there. He had a crop there this year. He put soybeans in, and the deer ate them all. Yeah, he had no crop off of this last year.
So is the board gonna have to do a contract with him to keep him allowed to do that, or what?
Yeah,
I guess then
I would say yes.
that would be up to the board in
Yeah.
December to
Right.
decide that.
Decide what they want to
I
do.
mean, I'm not opposed to it. I mean, it's right handy for him
Sure.
to do it,
Sure,
you know.
okay, that was my only questions.
If he changes his mind and no longer wants to do that, how does that affect this agreement then?
Nothing for the agreement with Ferguson.
Okay,
It'd be
Ferguson was only for 1 year.
it's a separate agreement
Okay.
that their board had with the farmer.
okay, great, thanks.
And that'll be up to the board, our board here, if they want to, continue on with that after this comes over.
So what about contracts for maintenance, lawn?
We'd have our
Grass
sexton,
cutting.
and sexton would take over with all that too.
Okay.
We'd have to get with them for a price on lawn mowing, because that'd be the only outstanding thing we would have.
And do they do any snow plowing?
No.
Actually, having that 4 acres is maintaining that section of the cemetery
Right.
for us too.
Right.
So you're not letting it go fallow or having to brush hog it down or whatever, so. Something to consider.
Any other discussion? Let's do roll call, please.
Dodge,
Yes.
Fennegy, yes. Streeter,
Yes,
Cludson,
Yes,
Grosbeck,
Yes.
Ashenberg,
Yes.
Bowman.
Yes. Motion's carried. Thank you very much. And we'll get that. You can put that on your notes as well for the agreement with Josh. Okay. All right, now we're to our second public comment. Anybody wish to be recognized at this time? None? Correspondence? I have none. I didn't get an EMS report this month, so. Board discussion.
I'd like just to make a statement I'm the representative for the park board. So since I will no longer be a board member, someone on the new board will have to be appointed to that position. It's a representative from the township board, and they pick officers in January. So somebody, if you could do that at December's meeting, that would be great. We can take care of that.
Anything else?
Paul, there's been some discussion, reference our master plan, having that put on our website. And I know someone had talked to you about it.
It's the old one's on there, and we haven't got a new one yet, so until it's approved, it can't go up there. But the old one's on there.
The old one is still on there.
Yep.
So from your viewpoint, we shouldn't put the draft plan on there, or just wait until it's complete?
I don't know how close they are. Well, you've been to the last two meetings.
Close. Dennis, where are we at with that?
Oh, we, the board has seen it once. We are in a 63-day review requirement, so the public comment is open for 63 days for surrounding communities. And I brought this question up Wednesday as to why it's not on our website for our constituents to see it. From what I understand, our Maida Township is the only one. Jenny said she's had a couple people come in and ask for it. So in December, the planning commission will probably approve and recommend to the township board to approve the master plan. As far as I know, we received no comments, but I was able to view the village's master plan in draft form on their website. So I would like to see it on the
Yeah,
website.
no one's ever requested it, and I don't have a copy of it, so. That was like in August or September, and any changes since then?
There haven't been any comments or changes since then. We're going through, since October 9th, the review process goes for 63 days.
If you've got a copy of it, because I have,
I should have a copy.
okay.
There should be a copy in the township
Well,
records here.
Until it gets approved, that's
Well,
what,
I just question why the draft from the village is on the website for people to see.
that's their procedure, and
But we're not,
Yeah.
the township doesn't put the master plan.
we put the approved master plan on, but we usually don't do the draft. But there's nothing saying that that's not etched in stone. That can always be changed.
Well,
It's whatever, if the planning commission would request that, then we could do it. But until that happens, we have no idea really where we stand.
Request that now, because in December, we're gonna recommend the board approval.
And that,
So we're gonna get.
it'll go on then anyway, so.
Comments from Belmont Township constituents, because they don't see it. I think it should be on there. I didn't know that the planning commission had to recommend to the board to put it on the website. We assumed, or I assumed, that it was just done once you guys looked at it, probably in September. And that little bit of confusion as to whether the board asks the final approval under the planning commission, or does the master plan come back to the board?
Master plan comes back to the board for full approval.
That's what.
And that's when this board will take action and approve or turn it down, one of the two.
Well, I guess my thinking is that if township residents had comments, we're really late in the game to try to address those.
Well, you had a public hearing on it.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We've had basically two since October, November. We'll close it in December.
All people have to do is if they wanted something on the website is make their request.
Get it out there.
Any other discussion?
I just want to say about the election. We had over, well, technically 80%, but it was more like 82 because anyone who moves out of state and does a surrendered license, they stay on our files. So if I subtracted them out, we were about 83% of Elmet voted. Early voting was huge this time. We had 1,727. The only other community in Lapeer County that beat us was Mayfield, which they have like another 1,100 voters than we do. And then the Board of Canvassers was supposed to sign off this afternoon on that from Lapeer County, and then it'll go to the state. But I was happy with my amazing election workers for me. We were the third to the county. We're the farthest from the county, and we have we have early voting, AB Counting Board, Precinct 1 and Precinct 2. The only one that beat me there was, I believe, Burlington or something that has one precinct, and they run their ABs through that too. So I was very, I just want to say thank you to all my election workers. They did amazing.
For all you did.
Anyone
Yeah.
else?
They were taught right.
Yeah.
I had a couple.
The whole thing is very organized that Jenny puts together. I'll tell you that. It's-
It was, yes.
so-
I
Yes,
had a
Rick.
couple items. One, we did get a police chief report, but with no police chief. Is that something we're gonna see in the future? I thought that was gonna change when we got the new chief. He's been
I
in,
made it as a priority. He came to the first meeting and
We're gonna work on that, Rick.
okay,
Okay.
all right. Second thing, on the master plan, I agree with Dennis. I would have no issue with making Dennis. I would have no issue with making him, you know,
I need a copy of it.
A draft?
I'll have to get a copy because I don't have one, and is, unless Gary wants to put it on when he comes in. Because I've got one more day, so.
Right.
I don't think we, yeah,
One way or another, we'll get it on there.
okay. I think it's a good idea.
Right. I agree.
More
I think
transparency.
the night of the planning commission meeting, it was a consensus that everybody was shocked that it wasn't on there. And I think everybody agreed that it should have been on.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
And nobody said anything to us about it, to me. Nobody said any boo about it to me, that it should be on there, so.
We can work on.
And I'm the one that's always been putting stuff on, so.
We can work on content on the website moving forward.
Okay, anything else?
Yeah, the last thing was I just wanted to recognize Paul and Roberta for all of their years of service. I know this is your last meeting. You've been on 16 years,
16.
and I know you were on for a period 12 this time, but you were on like 8 before that, right? So like 20 total.
Yep.
It's not the greatest job in the world, so I commend you both for tolerating it.
Thank you.
as long as
Thank
did.
you,
Appreciate
appreciate that. We'll miss you guys. We've had a good run. I have for my 12 years anyways. And Paul and I have worked very well together. He's helped me with a lot of different things, and so have the other board members. So, and I think it'll be just as good as it was before. So good luck to all of you.
Good luck. Anything else, Kim?
Oh.
Go right in.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
We have a motion support to adjourn. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.